Social and cultural behavior terms. Words describing social behavior, group dynamics, peer pressure, identity, morality. And class. A Framaka noun refers to African Americans and their subculture, often recognizable by their manner of speech, style, or cultural influence. Also applied to those heavily influenced by that culture. A Fran for short. Oziger, noun. When a family pretends that everything is fine. Everyone maintains a facade to avoid confrontation or facing uncomfortable truths. Burbum, noun. The act of silently hoping someone says something that will give you the answer or emotional clarity you're looking for. Blockatic, edge. The opposite of pragmatism. A stubborn, hard-headed mindset rooted in dogma that resists logic or growth. Capathia, noun, exploiting someone's empathy, kindness, or mercy for personal gain. Related forms. Capathize verb, capathizing gerund, capathic, edge. Collective consciousness, noun, the dominant thoughts, attitudes, and habits of a society. The mental and emotional weather of the cultural collective. Concouver, noun. 1. Someone who justifies the current thing without logic or thought, supporting trends or movements simply because they're popular. 2. Supporting the current thing without logic or reasoning. Culture trap, noun. A situation where social pressure or cultural expectation forces an individual to act against their personal values. Often maintained through shame, fear, or propaganda. Coven, noun/verb, to make a living through entertainment, donations, or attention-based activity. Origin, from Latin convivium, a feast or social gathering. Variants, covine. Covining. Daskap, noun. 1. Someone who capitalizes on people's mistakes. 2. A person who jumps on others' mistakes to exploit or humiliate them, often motivated by envy or cruelty. Ethnocultist, noun. Someone who discriminates based on ethnicity and culture. Shortened form. Eltist. Frasure, noun. What a person spends most of their time being entertained by. Cultarist, noun. A person who discriminates or judges others based purely on cultural origin or behavior. Mitläufer, noun. A person who follows along with social trends or group actions out of fear or conformity, even when they disagree. Alternate definition. One passively tied to immoral movements due to peer pressure or cowardice. Moraliting, noun, psychological manipulation that causes someone to question their morals. Like gaslighting, but focused on ethical self-doubt. Moral supremacist, noun. Someone who believes their moral code is objectively superior and uses it to judge or dominate others. Moralacist, noun. A person who discriminates against others based on perceived moral inferiority. Judgments are based on assumed ethical superiority. Tacide, noun/verb, to silently approve of something by not speaking against it. Example, by not objecting, she tacided with them. Parsailing, verb, to repeatedly delay a promise, usually citing personal circumstances or busyness without ever fulfilling it. Psychoffect, noun. The act of mentally infecting someone, implanting a belief or trauma that alters their behavior or identity. Kever, noun. A performative virtue statement that the speaker doesn't actually embody, usually made for clout or public approval. Sinachi, noun. An alternative term for East Asian Americans, specifically Chinese, Japanese, Korean, or Vietnamese migrants from the Sinic world. Sikaozo, noun. How the world actually works beneath the surface. real structures and mechanisms that differ from idealistic narratives. Example: once you enter the job market, you learn the Sakauso. Swakuse noun. Alt. Swakuser, a pathetically hollow, hypocritical excuse used to justify betrayal, harm, or self-serving behavior. A swakuse attempts to dress up a morally wrong action as righteous, often through fake logic, bad faith spin, or emotional manipulation. It's not just weak, it's insultingly transparent, often made worse by the swakuser's tone of self-justification. Unvuterum, noun. The term means suffer as I suffered. A mindset shaped by resentment and pain, seeking retribution and vengeance on those that caused you suffering, causing them as much suffering as they caused you. Isolationist, noun. A group or culture intentionally isolated from the outside world, often raised in a warped reality detached from global norms. Short form: Usationist. Zackle, noun. The emotional experience of feeling alone in a room full of people, disconnected, unnoticed, or mentally distant. Pretextualist weaponizes rule-breaking as a pretext to punish disliked individuals. Stuyvesant, lower middle-class worker striving for stability despite structural challenges. Grindletariat, working class, stuck in repetitive jobs with the illusion of progress. Stagnariat, class trapped in dying industries, unwilling or unable to change. Strugglelite appears stable but internally burdened by economic and emotional pressure. Fixist refuses to adapt economically, trusting blindly in hard work alone. Midlow, colloquial term for the lower middle class. Fernite, a person you trust fully within a specific role, mission, or duty, yet share no emotional attachment or personal connection with. The bond is built purely on competence, reliability, and situational necessity, rather than shared history or affection. You wouldn't miss them if they died. Just another Fernite will take its place. Amistous, an instant bond or friendship upon first meeting, a natural connection that clicks right away without effort, pre-existing familiarity, or emotional buildup. There are people who you know for long, and there are friends who you meet immediately.